Hi, this is Dan Warner from Community Data Roundtable, and we're going to do a quick video today to help answer a question we're getting a bit about, which is what's going on with my practice since the COVID crisis? What kind of impact is it having on my clinical load, on the people that we're seeing? And so we're going to do a couple of videos to help show some helpful reports you can already do in your CANS app, the Datapool CANS app, to answer some of those questions. Today we're going to do the needs profile, which is going to tell you what do people look like since the crisis was announced. What do the people who are coming into my practice look like? In particular BHRS, because that's what a lot of the people who are watching this video do, but of course there's other levels of care. And has it been different? Has there been higher risk, lower risk, less people coming, more people coming? What can we know about this? Because that information is going to be very helpful for you in planning your clinical work at this point, including especially the fact that everyone's probably working from home in tele, or at least a lot of people are. So what kind of things are they seeing from a tele environment? And this is going to help you then also parse out, as we move forward, which are the clients who do well in tele, which are the clients which we actually probably need to have come in, or that we need to go to their home and figure out how to do that. So the CANS is going to give you information of that. And I'm going to just teach you a very simple report right now, the needs profile on your active clients, to help answer that question. So let's take a look. First, I'm going to just do a quick PowerPoint that takes you through the steps, and then you can watch me do it. And hopefully then you'll get it. So this is the login screen. The people who can run this report have to be administrators or supervisors for your agency. You know you're a supervisor or administrator when you get this side menu here. If you don't have that and want to run this report and that's appropriate for your role at the agency, please just reach out to your local CANS point person, and they'll make an account for you or upgrade your account appropriately. Then once you have this menu on the left, you're going to go to the needs profile. The needs profile is the report that shows you the needs profile of your well, actually all sorts of different parameters, but we're going to look at it for our current caseload. All right, so then you're going to get to the filtering screen for that report, and we want to figure out what is happening now. So here are the steps to go through. First, you want to use the tab for the first time point, because we want to measure everyone at all. And if there's people who've only been in once in your program, they are never going to show up on the second time point tab. So we're going to stick with the first time point tab. Then we're going to pick the date span. The emergency declaration for COVID was declared March 13th. Probably sometime around there, your workforce switched to working primarily from home. If you want to pick one of those dates, I'm going to do from March 13th, 2020 to the day I'm making this report, which is 5/13, happens to be a nice 2-month period. Maybe obviously you'll be doing it a little later than that, but pick a time period that's right for you. Then you want to keep this filter as it's already set up, which is earliest to latest, because you want that first CANS that you're capturing to be the earliest CANS. Either it's an initial or a continued. You want to always capture it. Now let's say you want to later do an analysis only of people coming in since the COVID crisis hit, then you're going to want to choose one of the other options on here. But for this analysis, where we want to know just what does it look like right now, people coming in and people who are here already, take earliest to latest. Then you want to make sure to click on this box here that says most recent assessment, because if someone's had multiple CANs within that time period, you want the most recent one. That's going to be the freshest information for you. And then last, you want to go to show active only, because you don't want to capture, if there's only one CANS in that time period and it's a discharge, well, you don't want to know about that right now because you're not working with them. That's not going to tell you your clinical load. So show only the active clients. Now, after that, you can do all sorts of other filtering by severity level, ASD level, diagnosis, county. There's different providers that might be sharing information with you, different programs you might want to choose from. So go for it. I'm not going to do that for this demonstration. I also just want to highlight, there's always this link on all of our reports down here at the bottom where you can get a walkthrough of how to interpret it and how to work the filters. So always make sure to use that if you need it. And then once you're done with all this, boom, you're going to press the filter button and we're going to see what the results show us. Okay, so I'm going to now do this live, and you can see how things get clicked, and then we'll actually take a look at the result. So here we go. And here we are at the needs profile. As I said, we're going to first make sure we're on the first time point. I'm going to pick those dates that we mentioned earlier. This is a nice 2-month period. Earliest to latest, use the most recent, show active only. It's really all we need for the example I'm giving here right now. I'm going to see all the clients and all the programs for this particular agency, everyone that's shared as well, and then I can scroll down and take a look. And what do we have here? Maybe make it a little bigger. All right, so we see that over that 2-month time period, and we make sure it's good here, from March 13th, 2020 to May 13th, 2020. It's actually one extra day. We have 264 children represented here. And the number one need they had is attention deficit impulsivity in this particular agency. 76% of the time, basically 3 out of 4 children present with some impulsivity problems. And that's common in community behavioral health. Opposition, over half of the children are presenting with that since the time period. That actually might be a little elevated. You'd want to compare that to your norms. And I'm actually going to have another video very soon here about how to compare this same profile for different time periods, because that can be very meaningful. Because what was different the same time period last year versus now? Has COVID changed what we're dealing with? Has it increased anxiety, or what impact has it had? So you'll want to compare. But now we're just looking at what's going on now. And right now this agency is seeing a lot of very impulsive oppositional children. Over half are oppositional. High danger threshold, it's red. That means it's one of the risks items, 45%, which is basically just shy of half. So 1 out of 2 children are showing that particular risk item. And you're not seeing other risk items on here. So really dangerous to other is what's the driving risk in this agency right now. Depression and anxiety, 42%. That's pretty high for these on-location services that this agency does. So that's interesting. That is definitely most likely an elevation. Of course, you'd have to compare, but that says something, because depression and anxiety is not always what you're going to treat with a behavioral intervention, with a pure behavioral intervention, an on-site ABA kind of thing. So that's something to really look at if there's been a rise in that for your organization because of the current crisis. Anger control is high at 41%. And then last, autism. This organization must have about a third, just shy of a third of their clients are presenting with an autism need. The last 4 items on the needs profile are your functioning problems. The first 6 are your mental health and risk items. Here's your functioning. The number one problem is social functioning. That's very common for children in this particular level of care. Family functioning problems, 45%. That's actually a little elevated. Might be significantly elevated, something to look at. A lot of family conflicts might be emerging in this crisis. I'm actually seeing that in other data. School behavior problems, that's very interesting with all the crises of not being able to go to school. So how is that acting out in the home? That's something to learn, ask about, engage your clinical staff about. And then problems in the living situation, behaviors at home, are a high need. So there you go. That's your clinical profile, and you got that from filtering to most recent assessment, show active only. And I hope you find it pretty easy, and it's pretty meaningful. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Let us know if you find anything interesting. Let us know if you have questions about what you're seeing. The point is for everyone to be looking at their data together and improving our care and practice. All right, we'll have more videos coming. You take care.